Welcome to the Greg's Review Show today. We're going to talk about a very important topic today. We're going to talk about dating scams and what to do and watch out for them and the things that they do. Please, thumbs up, like and share this video. Please support us through Cash App. That's GRC mantrap. Every donation you will give will be greatly appreciated. And let's get into this video real quick, and let's talk about what these folks talking about dating scams and how one young lady was scammed out of $60,000. Here we go.
It's honestly so shocking. Let's go back to 2016 when Marisha Wallace burst onto the West End stage as Effie in Dreamgirls. Now, having had a hugely successful career in Broadway, this was the beginning of her big move to the UK as a West End star. It was all going so well.
Going very well. She found a love match on a dating app, but who she thought was the man of her dreams turned out to be an absolute nightmare. She was scammed out of £60,000, a huge amount of money. It really was.
Yeah. I mean, it's just disgusting. And I have to say, I'm just so pleased that you're here and you're ready to talk about this because it will have been a big trauma in your life. So thank you so much for that.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And I know your train was delayed, so you're a bit panicked. So thank you for making it to the sofa today.
Good morning.
Lisa is victim support fraud expert, and she's going to here to give us advice as well off the back of this story. Unbelievable story because everything seemed to be going so well in life.
Well, I had just moved from the States, from New York to London. I was here alone. It was 2018. I had just taken over the role of Effie White, which is a huge role to play, very emotional role anyway. And simultaneously, I was going through a divorce. So I was vulnerable. I was alone. And then I thought, you know what? I'm going to try to put myself out there. I'm going to go on Bumble, on this dating app. And I meet this guy. And we go on a date and everything is great. And we're just being friends. He was very supportive of me during this like really hard time. And he was like a friend and someone to listen to. And he told me he was into finance. Mm-hmm. And I, at the time, had been saving money for a really long time because I wanted to buy my mom a house. Oh. And so I was like, instead of leaving that money just sitting in my account, I wanted to invest it in some kind of high yield interest or some kind of way to make money off the money that I had saved. And he was like, well, I'm an investment, so I'll help you. And I was like, great. And then, you're building this trust. And he says, I'll send you to an account manager that I know. I got on the phone with the account manager, had many calls with him, did my due diligence of like checking it out. He worked for a reputable firm, which I thought. Yeah. And so I put the first amount in, which was about 24.
So why do so many homes in the U.S. need a flooring replacement? The number one reason is not about planning or construction or even dust. It's just
grand, because that was like my savings.
Yeah.
And I got a return like after a couple of.
So this is the interesting part for me.
Yeah.
So you put this money in. Yeah. And at this point, everything seems legit because everything was forced on you. It was all very casual.
No,
right?
It was all very casual. It was all very professional as well because I had like a website like where you put your password in. I could see the money that was there. I could see the money, the interest that it was supposedly accruing.
Yeah. And so suddenly you start making money off this investment.
I get money
and it
back.
Feels legit.
Yeah, I get cash back. And it was like a good amount. Yeah. So I was like, oh, this is really great. And then they were like, well, there's an event coming up in a couple of weeks. And also this guy who's supposed to be my friend is pressuring me, but not real pressure. It's like, you don't feel like it's pressure because he's like, well, I just put in more money this week. And then I got more money out. And they were like, well, there's an event coming up. If you put money in the next 2 weeks, more money into the account, you'll get a higher return because the interest rates are going to go up.
So you were sort of given this urgency of, stock market's looking good or wwhatever they were sort of saying to you. Yeah. Probably best to invest now. It felt like they were, supporting you in a good decision.
Yeah. And I thought, because I'm a very trusting person. If someone says they're going to help me, I just am like, okay, great. I did my research online. Yeah. I thought, and the person is sitting in front of you. It's not like it is today where everything is online. Yeah. This man is sitting in my home. Yeah. He's talking to me like...
You've had dinner with him?
I've had dinner with him. Like we've had conversations. I'm thinking it's fine. Then I invest more money and we get it up to like 60 grand is what it was the final amount. And then a couple of days later, because up to this point, anytime I called the account manager, he was right on it. Yeah. Like I'll respond. And then I was on the set of Aladdin. This is crazy. My first film I've ever done.
Oh.
I was so excited. I was working with Guy Ritchie, and I was in the trailer getting ready. And I texted him on a whim because I just had this like whim. I was
Feeling.
like, I had a bad feeling. I texted and no one responded.
Oh.
And I called and no one responded. And I kept calling and no one responded. And then the runner came to get me out of my trailer. And I was literally like, I was crying. I was like, it's a scam. Like I knew in that moment.
You knew
I
there
knew
then.
instantly that it was wrong.
It's a feeling.
It was a feeling.
Yeah.
So I did the shoot the whole day. I did a show that night. And then I
did you
finally
do it?
I don't know how, it was a race of God. I don't even know how I survived any of it because I just had to keep performing. I just had to keep going. You can't tell anyone.
No.
You can't, you have so much shame and so much guilt and you don't think it's real. Like you don't think that you've actually been scammed. It's like, how is this person that I think that I know has scammed me? So then I finally do get back in contact with the guy who was supposedly my friend. And he is like, oh, no, it's fine. You know, he just, missed your call. Da, 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 da. And then I say, I want my money out now.
Yep.
I was like, I want it out
Get it
now.
out.
And he's like, well, okay, well, let me get you back in contact with this guy. And then I just had to play it cool for like a couple of days so I could cipher him for more information because I knew it was gone, but I had to pretend like it was okay. So then I went complete detective and I was online all night long going through like, who is this company? So then I finally called the company that he was with and then they
Realized
told
the
me
whole thing's
he wasn't
bogus.
real.
Yeah.
He had a different name. The account manager was actually his brother.
And you contacted the police, but then
I went
nothing.
to the police. I had recorded conversations. I had texts. I had phone calls. I had all of the information and nothing. They said there's nothing we can do.
The difficulty here, and Lisa Marisha talks about, being embarrassed by it. But the fact is, these scamsters are really, really good at scamming people. She shouldn't be. And I saw you kind of shaking your head there. You've heard these stories before.
Well,
It's all too
unfortunately.
common.
Yeah, I mean, the figures are that fraud is 40% of crime in this country now, and Marisha's experience, sadly, is not an isolated one. So she's taken a great deal of courage and resilience to come here today to speak about it. And we do want to reassure people that it's never your fault. You have been manipulated. So fraudsters have massive resources. They are working sometimes on their own or in organised criminal gangs, but they will be trying to harvest information from you, trying to mould themselves into your perfect partner.
Yeah.
So this is happening today, and you bravely came on today, and thank you so much because you are going to help people.
Yeah.
As you
And
speak,
that's
you're
why I
helping
wanted
people.
to do it because I know someone is being scammed right now.
So let's put an end to that right now, Lisa. Tell us what people have to do. What should they look out for? What are the red flags?
Okay, so red flags are things like excessive flattery, early declarations of love, so something that we call love bombing. So they will really hone in on you and try to establish that bond of trust quite early. They will also try to isolate you from others because they want no one else to break the spell that they are trying to put you under. Obviously, never give money to anybody, never accept money into your account because unwittingly you could become a money mule. There's so many implications that unwittingly, you could be coerced by that fraudster into doing something criminal yourself. And if you're meeting through a dating app, stay on that secure messaging service for as long as possible because they will try to take you off that platform. And I would say, speak to friends and family, say that you've met somebody new. It's that other person looking in that might say, hang on a minute, Lisa, that doesn't feel quite right. Yeah. Shall we check that person out?
Yeah. Any doubts, do something about it.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming in and telling your story.
Honestly,
Honestly, it's really important. I know it took a lot of courage.
It's taken a long time to get here, but I just want people to know there's hope, that you don't have to suffer alone, that now I'm in a really amazing relationship. I just bought my mom the house.
Yes.
Come on.
That I wanted to buy her. And if you had told me that during that time, I would have never believed you that I could do it.
You are an instant.
We have a happy
and I did it. There is hope.
And I would just say,
see that.
for Marisha, she shouldn't have had to cope alone. So victim support, if you search for our services, we will be there to help you.
Yes.
Come to us.
So victim support.
So YouTubers, as you can see, welcome to the Grez Review Show today. As you can see, there's a lot of dating scams out there. You got to be careful, ladies and gentlemen, who you meet online. Please Ladies and gentlemen, do not give out personal information. Do not give out any cash. If they're love bombing you, if they're showering you with flowers and you don't know this guy, that's a huge, huge red flag. Be very, very careful out there. These guys are slicker than cats. Please support us through Cash App. That's GRC $mantrap. Please help support us. 50 cents, a dollar, whatever God puts on your heart to support our channel will be greatly appreciated. And again, thank you for tuning to the Greg's Review Show. And we'll be back next week with a wonderful, wonderful topic. And be careful out there on these dating sites. It's a lot of wolves out there, and I just want you guys to be careful out there. God bless you and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you. Bye bye.
Any red flags, get in touch. Thank you both so much.
so
You've helped a
lovely.
lot of people. It's an incredible story, isn't it?
is, yes.
Do get in touch with the right people if you're affected.
We'll
Thank
see.
you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel.